1. It is Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM, and it's time for us to head to the West Coast. And the chair of the EPLGA, still on the South Australian Local Government Association as the former chair there, and Mayor of Tumby Bay. He might also have another title coming up soon. Sam Telfer, how are you?
Very well, always good to talk.
I mentioned you're sounding like a politician. There's probably good reason for that, Sam. Tell us why.
I guess you're insinuating about what might be the next step. Jason, I'll put my hand up for pre-selection for the Liberal Party for the seat of Flinders, something which is an internal party matter happening at the moment, the pre-selection process. But with Peter Treloar, our hard-working, long-serving member at the moment, deciding not to contest the next state election, I thought it was an opportunity for someone else to take up that opportunity. I think with my experience, I've got a unique perspective on the EP, and I'm really keen as a community leader to make sure we maximise our opportunities. As I've been saying all the way along, there's so much which we can do well on the Eyre Peninsula. We need to make sure that the decision makers understand that and doing what they can to help enable it to happen. So, look, it'll work its way through. We'll see what those internal party procedures happen, but I'm pretty keen to take that next step and get involved further.
When this news broke, it's fair to say it surprised a grand total of about no one. We saw this coming, Sam. I think it's fair to say you've been. I won't say you haven't been publicly flouting your political ambitions by any stretch, but you've certainly had some roles in the past that are preparing you for them.
Oh, as I said, I think I've got a unique skill set which I've been developing. I've done a decade in local government already, and having that regional Eyre Peninsula Local Government Association president role, as well as the state president role previously, has given me a perspective that we can do a lot within our region. So I'm pretty excited about the future of the Eyre Peninsula in particular and what we can do to try and take those next steps. But we need concise and strong leadership throughout. So that's why I'm putting my hand up.
Of course, there's 2 races to run before you get to that position, that being the member for Flinders or potential member for Flinders. First of all, the pre-selection battle, and there's yourself and one other gentleman, I believe, that are up against each other to be the Liberal candidate for Flinders. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a 2-horse race, and it is long time frames. The next state election's not until March 2022, so it's still going to be a period of time where I'll continue to talk to you as the Mayor of Tumby Bay. But I think that we need to make sure we put the steps in place to get the right people in the jobs, and I think that I'm the right one to fit that member for Flinders position.
Now, how does it work, the pre-selection in your patch? So you've got, obviously, the branch members will decide this, but it's just you and one other gentleman. Come on, who are you up against?
Oh, there's a chap called Sebastian Tops from Port Lincoln. So the party members are the ones which make the decision when it comes to pre-selection, and then obviously if successful, then the candidate will put their name forward when it comes to the general election, and hopefully their credentials will be able to highlight the opportunities that we've got within Flinders. And I'm looking forward to putting my name forward and hopefully being that candidate.
Well, without preempting anything, history tells us that Flinders is a safe Liberal seat, and it would have to be some sort of fair upset for a Liberal candidate, whoever that may be, yourself or Sebastian, to not pick up that seat at the next state election. Although stranger things have happened in politics, I just haven't seen them.
You can't take anything for granted in politics, and I think that's what we learn all the way through history. But as I said, putting myself forward as someone who's obviously got a passion for the Eyre Peninsula and making us do things better and enabling our communities to be stronger throughout. So, well, time will tell how those processes will work their way through.
All right, we're going to talk more about politics and where that sits with you, Sam, in the future. For now, though, we will let you get back to it. Mayor of the Tumby Bay District Council and Chair of the Eyre Peninsula Local Government Association, Sam Telfer. Always great catching up for a chat, mate, and we'll catch up with you again in the future.
Will do, Jason. Good to talk.